Hello, 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 hello. So, today has been a day. I'm tired, y'all. I don't want to. Oof, I should have started this off different. I don't want to start off complaining. Oh, I used to complain all the time. I used to be such a heavy complainer, and like complaining made me feel better. It didn't necessarily change the situation, but I did feel better after a good complaint. Anyway, I was at the dollar store today and I saw this little wine glass question mark that says my horoscope said this would happen. I was like, I gotta have it. And also, I got another pair of reading glasses. Another pair of 1.25 magnification. Because my old pair of 1.25 magnification, like, there's only one. Eve, what's up? How are you? So the reason why this is called Tiger's Entryway is because Lionsgate was yesterday, number one. And I booted up my laptop and there was a picture of tigers. And so I took a picture of the tiger thing, and that's what you see in the thumbnail. Um, I don't know if there's anything. I mean, we can make something special, right? We have that talent, that gift, that ability. How are you doing, Eve? Um. So yeah, and then like they had these little pins, and I was like, look at this thing. So I got it. It was only $1. I was like, wow, it feels a little wandy. Oh, you've been out of town since Friday. Excuse me. Did you enjoy your time away? I know they say that happiness is Texas in the rearview mirror. So, if you left the state, this is the longest I've ever had a drink from Starbucks. Right? It's like my little dragon treasure. What else did I get? They had some pork pot stickers for $1. I said, what? Because I haven't had pork pot stickers in a minute. They remind me of my ex-roomie. What else did I get? I think this was it. Oh, and I got some rum chata. I am rediscovering alcohol. Oops. Oh, this isn't a branded video, but I didn't know that they had limon and cold brew rum chata. I already had the cold brew. It was actually pretty good. I love rum chata, though. It was nice to be in different energies. I'm glad to hear that. I need to get me into some different energies. Saw a bunch of deer. What? The reams. Excuse me. Oh. I saw this gigantic wasp. Hornet bee thing. Let me see. I'll show you. It was just like buzzing around my grandma's porch. It was so big. And it just would not move. Hold up, wait. Oh! Okay, let me move this back over here before I destroy it. I was like, oh my gosh. You see that? I was like, oh my gosh. Oh. I don't know what it was doing. It was just like shaking its abdomen. Oh, it was so big. It was so big. Christmas rum balls. What? What are those? Oh, Eve. I'm going to have to find out what those are. Since you weren't here yesterday, Eve, I offer you a choice. And you can do whatever you will with that choice. And as a early person bonus. Oh. Yeah, right? I was like, oh gosh. I didn't even like. And my grandma was like, just walk around. She was like, just walk up the porch. It'll fly away. She was like, it'll fly away. It'll fly away. Just come up here. I'm like, I said no. But it did. It flew away and then it came back. It has crushed vanilla wafers. Oh, I love vanilla wafers. Whenever my grandma gets vanilla wafers, I get sad because she uses them all to make banana pudding, and I don't like banana pudding. But I love vanilla wafers. I love vanilla wafers. Also, I watched your Pisces sweet and sour video yesterday. I watched it earlier, and then last night it's 15 minutes and 15 seconds long. And then it was like 15 hours ago. I was like, what? Look at all those 15s. And then the number has been like 1,500 lately. I'm like, okay. Choice of anything. If you want cards, if you want me to use a certain deck, I don't know. Whatever you want that I can do for you or the collective, it's your choice. Your choice. You get to choose. Oh, my palms got really warm really fast. Woo! I need to cut my nails. Tea Leaf and Dream Tarot. Oh, okay. The Tea Leaf Fortune cards and the Mystical Dream Tarot. What am I doing, Eve? Message for the collective. Okay. Oh, is there a tiger card in here? If there's a tiger card, I have to pull the tiger card. There's 200 cards in here. I'm going to check the book first to make sure there's a tiger card before I look through all these. I'm pretty sure there has to be. Yeah, the tiger. Tiger is doing something risky, taking a chance. A hand, which signifies the queerest, fondles a tiger in an effort to become its friend. The tiger is of two minds. Even though it likes being fondled, it is still contemplating attacking the queerest. The queerest, who chooses this card, should beware. It denotes that you are either involved in something risky or are contemplating taking a chance in some affair that could be risky. But they say you gotta risk it if you want the biscuit. No risk, no reward, right? Or high risk, high reward, something, maybe. Also, it could be an energy of a perceived risk. That may not necessarily be there. But we'll see what's coming out. Oh, pull the 15th card from each. Okay. 15, 15, 15. Oh. And both of these are split in half, so we'll actually get 4 cards. This one will go over here. This one will come here. Shuffled or non-shuffled? Na 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 na. Shuffle, okay. Na 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 na. What is this? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. That's too good. That's too good. Okay. I told you, this card, it finds a way. It comes out one way or another. One way or another. It's gonna find you. It's gonna get you, get you, get you, get you. Right? Oh, gosh. Whew. Okay. Oops. The Four of Pentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, wow. The Lovers in Judgment. Right? Oh. This is what? Gemini, Capricorn, Fire? Or Pluto? It's interesting. I don't know how I feel about the Four of Pentacles, but we have the couple in both photos and both cards. So it feels like that gravity or anti-gravity thing, it's pulling her off of this dude and it's separating them. There's like an energy of forced separation here. For some reason. Oops. Oh. Victory in some endeavor. Okay. Oh, that was so funny. That was so funny. Oops. Sure, I'll take it. Oh, snap. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Bowl. Plenty of material things with love. It is an onion. I always look at it as like some kind of weird seed that's kind of growing, kind of not, but that is most definitely a red onion. That is most definitely an onion. Where did I put that other box? Where did I put the other box? It's interesting that love is here because that was one of the themes yesterday. With the woman holding a heart, the angel of love, Archangel Raphael, and then the man holding a heart. Love is like an onion. It has layers. Okay. The basket. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. The 10. The basket and the pail are similar. They're similar. The bowl, the basket, the pail, there's these energies of containers. Oh, I should have did love is like an onion. It smells? No, it has layers. Love stinks. When you cut into it, you cry. It's okay to cry. So the pail I don't know about. Recognition and reward for merit. This reminds me of the dolphin yesterday when it was a meritorial wealth. And I was like, what is meritorial wealth? And Russ was like, that's when you marry someone rich. But it was material wealth. And then we have plenty of material things. Okay. There's a way. There's a way. There's a way. Someday. There you go. There we go. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. What? The basket can't hold water. It makes you cry. Yeah. The basket is the only thing that doesn't hold water here. But if you use the pail to hold water instead of the basket, it's like, well, the pail gets knocked over. And this was the card that wasn't supposed to be here. Time to get out of a situation and a temporary situation. This is all about, there's this energy here between judgment, the pail, and the 10. It's this energy of walking away from that which no longer serves you. It reminds me of Taurus when Miss Remy did the mirror portal, the portal of mirrors. And it was the energy of like seeing all the things that you've decided to walk away from again. And it's almost like it's that energy somewhere. Well, maybe not. The tent keeps water out. The basket can't hold water. And the pail is knocked over. And look, I was gonna. They're coming from. They're like rising from the water. In a lot of judgment cards, they're rising from their graves, right? But in this one, they're coming up from the water. This reminds me of the alder tree. The alder tree is strengthened in water. It doesn't rot in it. And so because of that, they used it to build bridges and things like that. And that's from Rustling Around's the 12 tree readings. And I only know that because I picked alder. Let's read Judgment. Excuse me. Judgment sees the different levels of interpretation, communicating what rises from dream depths to view in the light of waking reason. The eye that sees clearly is at the center of all true understanding. The marriage of the intuitive along with the rational, the union of waking and visionary consciousness. One reserves judgment if lacking a view of all sides of a situation, giving presence to the varying interpretations, perceptions, and views which, together, present the entire story, the complete picture. No one position sees everything. It takes the union of all. And then here we have this love and this lovers. Okay. It takes the union of all. The capability to see today in the light of yesterday and tomorrow allows one to view the unfolding of time, the cycling of patterns. It takes true judgment to know what to accept as truth and what to see for falsehood. It takes patience to await the fruition of dreams and plans. The judgment card displays the balance of justice, with the waters of the unconscious flowing between them. Upon the balance rest male and female, the pair of opposites, light and dark, reason and intuition, waking and dream, or visionary consciousness. Each is naked, presenting the truth of their being. In justice, they are naked to the truth, unfettered by the garments which hide their true nature. While the man is bathed in sunlight, the woman reaches to grasp the golden fish of wisdom from the waters of the unconscious, the domain of dream. Rational and intuitive consciousness must work together to arrive at the just picture of what is. On top of all, the angelic being is watchful, keeping all in equilibrium, honoring knowledge that comes from the depths, along with that which rides the rays of waking light. The angelic presence demonstrates the necessity of communication and cooperation of the rational and unseen worlds. The angel serves both as guide and protector of harmony. Profound rebirth is possible as one realizes the divine fabric of all being. The angel is joined by the divine supreme in the form of the elderly white-haired father, the archetypal creator and sustainer, administrator of supreme justice. He holds up the columns, giving strength and balance to the manifest. The stability is essential and is maintained by these columns, reminding one of the great jet pillar upon which the innocent was birthed. Without balance, there is no justice. The image of the divine as benevolent, yet wise, old father reminds one that wisdom is most easily associated with experience and age. The turtle who moves slowly through the many years finally arrives at wisdom and can make fair judgments. The youth or innocent must labor and learn many lessons along a long difficult road before they reach maturity and wisdom. Here, one may be called to a vocation, an awakening, as what was once hidden is now revealed. This arousal or vocation may come after a period of difficulties, which could continue if the call is not met. Only the prepared, the ones that journey through the darkness, carefully observing, may come to know the truth. In the center of all is judgment, the eye of the moon, inner sight, with the light of the sun, reason, joined in union, seeing truth. Wow. Wow. Hey, Cindy. Oh, goodness. Feeling crone energy. I think the crone energy came out yesterday, too. Where is the sun in this? The lily pads are here on the masculine side. And the lily pads also keep frogs out of water because they rest on top of them, right? The tent keeps out water. The pail holds water. And the basket doesn't. The basket doesn't hold water. It feels like there's something here about holding it for a time but letting it go. Because the basket doesn't contain water, It's open to a continuous flow of water. The pail, like once you fill up the pail, you have to empty it before it allows more water. The basket floats on water. They can, yeah. You're stepping into your crawling self. I like that, Cindy. I love it. See, this is all that energy of like light and dark, feminine and masculine, intuition and reason. Both take you even further. What's this onion? It feels like there's something about the layers in this onion. Let's see. On the surface of a dream is the luminance of beauty, the aroma of success, the joy of attainment. Yet, like the papery layers of onion skin, the surface does not reflect what lies within. The many-layered onion, which is with its iridescent coat and sharply noxious odor, warns the seeker of present issues which, like the onion, speak of the multi-layered levels of life and the often unwelcome stench of difficulty. Beneath each layer is yet another layer. Beneath the euphoria of the dreaming are the too often hidden layers of difficulty and achievement. The center, the details of the road to attainment, is often far from our sight. The onion, which may seem sweet, is hiding what is sharply unpleasant. The innocence has advanced to a successful position in life, yet is now far removed from the simplicity of his origin, from their origin. Where simple life may come with simple problems, the advancements toward success bring complexities which carry far greater challenges. The innocent must spend time wisely, sorting through the many areas that now demand attention in order to move along smoothly. There is fear in dealing with too much, anxiety over missed obligations. The innocent is continually seeking to uncover the less visible parts of their empire. They need to seek professional guidance. Problems can be solved if placed in the right hands. Ooh, I feel like that's that. Problems can be solved if placed in the right hands. That's that Queen of Pentacles, Five of Swords. Rhea, what? Okay, girl. That's the. Oh, maybe I should use this. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I feel like it isn't that the way though? That's that energy of multiple awakenings, of things getting more and more complex. It also reminds me of the energy of Paradox and Utopia that came out when I did the Salamander spread. I think that video was like, this message will not self-destruct. Yeah. I feel like this is the layer after layer after layer that we go through until we find this balance and justice. So the lovers, it feels like the coming together and falling apart and coming together and falling apart and coming together and falling apart. Or should I use this side? I don't know. This feels like a perspective that we can adopt here. Rather than viewing it as... It's like we can view it as going through the many layers of this as we get closer and closer to the core. Yeah. And I feel like this is also like, it's recognition that like it takes time. It takes us a few tries to get it right. And the more we know, the deeper we go. Right? And I also love that the tent is here, a temporary situation. Time to get out of a situation. It's like it's time to move on to the next layer. It's time to go closer to center. I don't. I haven't had an onion ring since I stopped hating onions. But let's see. For Cindy, all right, Cindy, pick a deck. Pick a deck, and I will pull the Joy of the Onion ring for you right now. You can either pick a deck or you can pick a random number between like 1 and 25. And then we'll work our way over here. This is interesting. $15. Okay. So, oh, I gotta count these now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Well, oh, let's see. 16 isn't much better. Hold up, wait. Cindy, were you here when we talked about the number 15? Or did you just randomly get 15? Because, like, 15 is the number. 15, 15. 15 hours ago. 15 minutes, 15 seconds, 15 hours ago. The 15th card from each deck. The number was like 35 a few weeks ago. You weren't here. Oh my gosh. There's another 15. Thank you, Cindy, for being a part of the magic. Thank you. A round of applause for Cindy. The difference between 35 and 15 is 20, which is the card of judgment. And to follow the theme, I will also choose the 15th card from this deck. It's the Angelarium, Oracle of Emanations. This was the 15th deck. That's why I was like, okay. Let's see what it's about. Ooh. Wow, taking it. Taking it. Duma, Angel of Dreams. Used in the Mystical Dream Tarot. Okay. So the Joy of Onion Rings. Alright, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Zadkiel, Angel of Mercy. And all those angels of mercy that were coming out in the Angel Tarot. Okay. Whew. You have this deck? What? For real? You're so cool, Cindy. I got, like, when I ordered this deck, there was the Angelarium Oracle of Watchers that was announced, but they ended up not making it, and I was so upset. I was like, why did that deck never come? Mercy has been hanging around you for a hot minute. It's been coming out. It's like when we didn't know better, we didn't know any better. And yeah. So let's see. Let's read. I'll read Duma first. Angel of Dreams. Duma comes out all the time in the year 2. Oh, thank you, Cindy. All the time in the year 2. It's always Duma. Duma, Angel of Dreams. Docent to the unknown. To the unknown. Did this say something about the unknown? Docent to the unknown. Duma is the impetus to doubt a false reality, to crack the shell keeping you from the truth. When the world shifts around you, Duma is your guide. The world is stranger than you believed it to be. What we all dream, we dream together. Those dreams pull together in Duma's cupped hands. Look below the surface of the water. You know you've missed something, and yet you wonder what. You listen closely, and yet you hear nothing. All the while, you dream the truth you think you seek. It is said that Duma and Leliel are connected. The truth of this can only be found within Angelarium. The signs of Duma are a reflection in water, a golden cage, and an eye. And there's like this whole, look at this. Look at this eye. Boom, 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 boom. You see that third eye? The eye shape around the sun-moon conjunction, whatever that is? Exactly. Exactly. Crack the shell, onion layers, and like the thing beneath the surface of the water here, it's the point where those two sides of Libra meet. It's the center of the scale. That's still below the surface. That's why we're still going beneath the layers. Oh wow. Okay. All right. And this did talk about was it this one or this one? One of these talked about discerning the truth from falsehoods. And Duma also helps us do that. So Zadkiel, Angel of Mercy, is right here. The one who metes out forgiveness, and the one who judges transgression. Zadkiel is the swift gavel as judgment. The energy of judgment right here, okay. Zadkiel is the swift gavel as well as the crushing hammer. Those who have sinned against your fellow man, Zadkiel may relieve you of your punishment, but in asking you submit yourself to the scales of the angel's judgment and wrath. Zadkiel sees all the cracks and seams of the soul, finds all the things we cover up to convince ourselves of the illusion of a mortal existence. Zadkiel reminds us to reveal our failings openly and be judged by those that have the power to forgive. It is only the just who may make such reckoning. This is the signs of Zadkiel are scales, rising smoke, and a gavel. And again, judgment literally mentioned Libra and the scales. So yeah, I think these are illustrated by Peter Moorbacher. And back in the days of Tumblr, I saw a few of his collections, like some of the random angels that he drew, but also the Zodiac angels. And that's why I was extremely excited when I was like, what, there's an Angelarium deck? This is the joy of the onion rings, though. Oof. The joy of the onion ring is liberation, I guess. The joy is that you know what's true and you know what's false. The joy is that you get to see. And it's interesting. It's interesting that he only has... Oh, there's a fire in it. Okay. Maybe it's the fire of truth. I was going to say it's interesting that he only holds one scale instead of two. And the sword. Because usually justice is depicted as like holding both the scales in one hand and a sword in the other hand. But there's this fire here. Right there. The other fire is here in Zadkiel's third or fourth hand. What's up here then? Is this hand empty? This hand is holding something that we can't even see. Maybe that's... Is it green? It's either a green or light blue, or like a turquoisey color. Oh, it looks green in the camera. It's either like a green or a light blue, Cindy. And it's interesting because both of these angels have this flowing golden cape thing. It looks more golden in Duma. Well, I guess at the top of Zadkiel, it looks a little bit more golden. They're both connected to that golden thread. Ooh, when that golden thread rune deck come out, I'm gonna be all over it. Sorry. Sorry. There's actually a golden thread in this deck, and the Four of Swords, I think. It has the Fates or the Norns. Yeah, 4 hands. Duma has 4 hands. And the onion is the Four of Pentacles. Oh. And he's holding something to cut the onion. Does the Angel of Mercy cry? I feel like something here is missing. No, it's not, because there's a hand that isn't holding anything. Or what this hand is holding, I can't tell. I can't tell what that hand is holding. It's whatever that little wispy thing is. It might be a soul. It looks like that could be like a ghost of a tiny person. But it's like one of the hands is for the cup, the other hand is for the basket, the other hand is for the pail. And you don't hold a tent or love in a hand, but the fire is onion fumes. Would the onion fumes reach the eye of Zadkiel? They're semi-contained on the scale. And then in the other one, I don't know. It feels like an energy of like being able to see through crocodile tears. And it's funny that you said that the fire is onion fumes, because it was this visual of like someone cutting an onion to cry while they're in court to try to appeal to someone's emotions. That's why I asked if Zadkiel like cries. But with Duma here, this is a space where falsehood cannot exist. Hey, Soul Luna. Zadkiel is known for transformation and alchemy. Oh. Yeah. And there's also like... Oh. That's what this is connected to. Let me use my pointer, my indicator. You see this here? It's going up into this green thing, and it's like going out. Or it's coming in and he's channeling it. I don't know. But this, can you see those? Yeah, you can see them. Those little... I feel like the professionals can just cry on demand. I don't know, maybe not. Excuse me. Or they just like, they go to that place and like the tears well up, right? And it's like, you know, you're in court and like you're like crying and stuff, and someone's like, does anyone smell like onions? And you're like, no, I don't know. Like, what are you talking about? It was like, okay, well, before you started crying, there was no onion smell. Now all of a sudden the entire courtroom is smelling like onions. Let me not get too far off of topic here. This is supposed... Maybe the mercy is the joy of the onion rings. I don't know. And then we still have the lovers over here with love in the bowl. The bowl is plenty of material things, but love is not material. You can't put love in a bowl. Hey, Grace, Kali Maya. The balance between justice and mercy. The thing is, though, it feels like you don't have to fall into the court of Zadkiel. And the thing with Zadkiel is, it feels like there's still something that you have to do. Maybe. Like community service or something like that. Oh my. I'm like, I'm live. Oh. I'm love. I'm live. This is an interesting spread. This feels like a refusal to let go. This is an attachment. And because we're attached on the surface, we don't go any deeper. We don't get any closer. There's still something about the center of the scale being submerged in water. It feels like an incomplete understanding. Like there's a lot of it that we can observe, or we feel that we perceive that there's a lot that we do understand. And from what we understand, we pass certain judgments, right? But the truth of it, what this is actually based upon, what it actually represents, it's still submerged. And I don't know how close we can even get to the center. Yeah. And the bowl of fruit is material things. We're attached to the material, but the material and love are, it's like it's different. It does look like a gatekeeper. And this is Tiger's Entryway. I don't know. Okay, so let's read the lovers and move over to this side. Where'd I put the book? I don't know why I do this to myself. It's like I play hide and seek with... Oh, it's right here. Why did I put those there? I don't know. I like making my life more difficult than it needs to be sometimes, apparently. The lovers. The lovers, Newt, Sky, and Geb, Earth. What? Okay, Eve. This is why these keep popping up. It's Newt and Geb. Geb is my Egyptian zodiac. The man on the lover's card looks dead, like she is trying to revive him. Right. Ooh, that's why you can't fill a bowl with love. Love is not a material thing. And this is plenty of material things, but where's the love? The lovers Newt sky and Geb earth make the eternal circle on the field of roses, symbolizing the union of opposites, of male and female. Their coming together creates an unending sphere of harmony where each is balanced by the other. They represent the marriage of intuition and reason. Again, union, masculine, feminine, the marriage of intuition and reason. Yet there is air, shu, between them, and thus each remains a container unique to itself, each bringing individuality and beauty to their joining. This is not about the sacrifice of one for the other, but about the partnership, the union where each complements and fulfills the other. Here the love is deep, for it transcends the physical on the route into the spiritual. Geb and Newt are both seekers and containers of truth. Where Newt brings the wisdom of the cosmos, Geb brings grounding wisdom of the earth. They are children of Tefnut, moisture, and Shu, air, grandchildren of the great god Ra. When Ra discovered that Newt was pregnant with the children of Geb, he forbade the birth of his grandchildren on any of the 360 days of the year. Friend of the couple and master of communication, the great god Tahuti challenged Ra to a game, which resulted in an extra 5 days added onto the old year. These 5 days were called the epigomenal days, days outside the traditional year, a time when the curse was suspended to allow Nut to give birth to her children, Isis and Osiris, Nephthys, and Set, and Horus the Elder. The myth points to love finding a way through the often unpleasant restrictions put upon it by authority figures. That's so funny, because I was in Walmart the other night, and there, like where the cards are, there was an elderly couple, and it said love. It's like love always finds a way, or love will find a way, or something like that. I was like, that's cute. And then here it is right here. Put an extra 5 days in the calendar just for her to give birth. The children of love demonstrate the power of the union and the determination that its fruit brought forth. The journey towards fruition demands the presence of one skilled in communications, as the great god Tahuti is master of the word. The couple demonstrate prudence, seeking aid in matters beyond their abilities in order that success is reached in the birthing of their creative successors. The restrictions put upon them reflect the difficulties that often appear from authority figures who rigidly rule within the narrow confines of outdated agenda and dogma. Children carry the seeds of wisdom from the ancestors, and there can be fear of the child usurping the power of the elder. The act of creation demands cooperation and wisdom in planning and in executing. As Newt shares the wisdom of dream consciousness, her lover Geb shares his grounded sense of reason. Tahuti breaks through the difficulties, demonstrating the power of communication, which successfully resolves issues that cannot be accomplished by love alone. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Good decisions may be made by virtue of the marriage of dream and waking realities. And that's literally that's literally what the judgment card said. All 3 of these cards sort of echo the same meaning. The marriage between logic and reason, the importance of balance. With the onion, we approach it layer by layer, but it's perfected here. Let me catch up. Now you see the Lover's card looking like Kali when she's stepping on Shiva and cutting away male dominance. The fruit will rot in the bowl. Yep, heart-mind cohesion. The grass looks dead. Hey, Ariel. How are you doing? This is literally the same thing. This reminds me of Leo. The last time I did Leo, it was like there were 2 different ways, but like the 2 different paths were basically the same. Okay. Oh my gosh. The joy of the onion ring is literally right here. Basket, recognition and reward for merit. That's the reward for going through these multiple layers. You will be recognized. Wow. So, like, all of these are basically the same. It's about bringing masculine and feminine, logic and reason, intuitive and, well, logic and reason are the same. Intuition and reason, the waking and the dream consciousness together. It's about the things that they can accomplish when there's an open line of communication. But more so than just the line of communication between us and spirit, it's open lines of communication internal within us, where our head, our heart, the mind, the body, like everything is on the same page. Everything is communicating. The light, the dark, everything. What does this need? Are there any questions about this? You're packing too? Everyone's packing lately. I love it. All right, Eve, you are the captain of this. You are the what do you call it? The trip planner. You hold the itinerary for this excursion. Where do we go now? Everlong Mystic. Yeah, where are you going, Ariel? Did I finish this? Yeah, it's basically done. I gotta reach. The coldest bottle was the one furthest away. For the tiger stripes. 1 second. I love this. For those who didn't come in or who weren't here earlier, my horoscope said this would happen. I had wine night with Reem, and then Rob joined us for a drink. And she was like, "Do you have a wine glass?" I was like, "No, girl." And so when I saw this at the dollar store, I said, "Perfect." Cards for the tiger stripes. It is a tiger. Tigers have stripes. It's white tiger. Because white tiger is like a zebra energy, where it's black and white, right? Not that, not that regular tiger. Not that regular tiger doesn't have that same, but the contrast is more with the white tiger. And this is all about bringing them into balance. How do I do that? It does. Ooh! Oh. It's nice to see family. It's unfortunate that there's a funeral. Sorry for your loss. But I hope you enjoy your time with family. It is? Why is it triggering? I was actually going to put those together and look before and after the white tiger and the high priestess. I'll do that. I'll do that. That's sparkling water, by the way. Actually, Do I want to combine these or do I want to just... Oh, something freaky happens every time it comes out. How am I doing this? Oh. Yeah, I'll combine them. And then I'll pull the card before and after the High Priestess and the Tiger. Because I think those are the only white tigers in the deck. And then if we need the extra layer, we could go for the Zebra too. But we don't necessarily have to. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. This is the time. This is the place. Hollywood, where the streets are paved with gold, where the kitties never grow old. It's Hollywood. Hollywood, where the stars don't shine at night. They walk around in the broad daylight. I want to watch Cats Don't Dance now. Do, 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 do. It's the triangle on the forehead. Okay. The streets are paved with gold. I'll do 3. Oh gosh. Nope, not taking them. Too many cards. Okay. 2. 1. Oh, nope. Oh, that was the Phoenix though. Am I doing the 15th card for the sake of... I'll do the 15th animal and the 15th tarot. So I don't know why I mixed these, because now I got to keep them straight. I'll count in English and Spanish. I'll try. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The Shark and the Ace of Swords. Okay. The Ace of Swords makes sense. I feel like I was feeling that for some reason. The Shark came out yesterday as a need for us. It's a need for us to balance the ego. The Shark was so focused on the Pentacles that it wasn't open to doing the thing that would give it more of what it actually wants, which is to back off, which is to withdraw. And again, the Shark is facing the material things. So I'm actually going to go through here and still pull before and after the Tigers. So Bumblebee, the High Priestess, and the Devil, which is interesting. This definitely feels like the Shark side. That's balancing the material and the spiritual. So in Sidereal Vedic astrology, from the little bit of Vedic astrology that I know, or that I've come across that may or may not be true from what I've been exposed to. It's like in Western. Oh, see, look, we have the fox, the tiger, and the Mother of Pentacles. That's the Reem and Bunny card. Reem and Bun Buns. In Vedic, it's about balance. It's about finding the balance between Rahu and Ketu. In Western astrology, we typically have this view of like the more North Node you do, the better. It's all about pursuing your North Node and abandoning your South Node. But in Vedic, it's about finding the balance. It's not about being entirely spiritually focused or being entirely physically focused. I feel like the devil bee is that wasp. That's that big old wasp that was just chilling. Reem and Bun Buns. I told her because she said that. I think she said she calls Bunny little deer sometimes. I was like, okay, the Mother of Pentacles is gonna be you and Bunny now. I'm gonna send her a picture. Bun Buns. Bun Buns. Bun Bun. Ooh. Bun Bun. Bun Buns. Okay. I'll send her a picture later. Hey, Steph, how you doing? How are you enjoying The Witcher? Geralt of Rivia. The Butcher of Breckenridge? I don't remember the word. I don't remember the name. Right? Rain put me on to The Witcher, and then I was like, what? You've been seeing the shark a lot lately. I saw something. There was a beach somewhere, and the sharks were doing something because people were away from the beach for a while. And so some of the marine life probably got a lot closer to the shore than they ever did before because it was so people heavy. And then it was like maybe the sharks weren't wanting to concede the waters that they had claimed in our absence. So I enjoyed it a lot. The last episode was interesting. That's all I'll say. So the Ace of Swords with Duma and Judgment makes a lot of sense because it was about almost like an increase in discernment and seeing the true from the false. See, there are these interesting energies here, but I guess that's what we wanted, right? Because the bee, it's an energy that can be seen. Oh, the devil bee. I think season 2 comes out next month. I think that's what Reem said. I'll show y'all again. There was this huge, oh gosh, this hornet wasp, Vespa. You see that? I was like, oh my gosh, that's a devil bee. That's a devil bee. The shark only gets the fruit if the bowl doesn't float. Well, it's full of fruit, so the bowl will probably sink. Never mind. The bowl will probably sink. Never mind. But the basket of fruit would still float. The basket of fruit, the shark wouldn't be able to get to. The basket is less dense. Right? Yeah, my grandma, she was like, oh, just walk up, because it was right at the base of her stairs. And at first it was flying around. I was like, oh my gosh, that thing is huge. And then she was like, oh, just come up here. It'll fly away. She was like, it'll fly away when you get closer. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. But the difference between a bee and a wasp is that more often than not, a bee reacts in self-defense. And a bee can only sting once. After a bee stings, it's dead. It's gone. When it pulls out the stinger, it's like their insides come out or something. It's gruesome. See, but this is an agitating energy. There's this energy here between the high priestess. There's this energy around the high priestess of discovering the agitator. It's not about the bees because bees aren't aggressive. Bees don't just go around stinging people. There's a clear aggressor in this situation. And that's what the high priestess looks for. And again, there's the energy of finding the falsehood. Excuse me. And it feels like the high priestess doesn't even need her crystal ball to know that it's devil energy, because she knows the bee. When you know the bee, you don't have to be psychic to know that it's probably irritated if it's acting aggressively. This is Gab. That's what this is. It's also Gab because of a shark's instinct. The shark relies on its physical senses, not like extra whatever, right? This is the energy of the earthly knowledge and wisdom. If you swat at a bee too much, it may get angry. Fruit flies? Yeah, wasps are... I think wasps and hornets... I think hornets are the ones... Like, wasps are more territorial. Hornets are the ones that'll, like, just mess with you because. So, I changed... I think the link that I replied to your comment in was, that's... I had to go through and I changed... I didn't change it on here because this is different. One second. I'll change it really quick. I don't know why, because Eve literally gifted me 2 decks off of my Amazon wish list. And then all of a sudden the link changed and it doesn't go there anymore. I don't understand it. I don't know why it did that. I'll just link it here real quick and then you can click on it. So yeah. And I went back and I changed it on the last few videos too, because I know some people have wanted to donate or gift me decks, and I appreciate them all so much. But they're like, the link doesn't work. I'm like, what? It's the same link. I don't know why. I don't know why it just stopped working. Here. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine, Steph. I didn't even realize that. Let's see if this one works though. Excuse me. Excuse me. Burp. Burp, 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 burp. Whoa, hold up, wait. Hold up. Oh, okay. I'm like, yes, excuse me? Yeah, okay, that one should work. I don't know what happened, Eve. I'm like, wait. Wasps can bite? I didn't know that. Yeah, I think bees die after they sting because when they pull away, it pulls their insides out too. So this is all about physical senses. This is why there's an energy here. This is why the rational mind is important, right? And it's not that nature can't be more complicated. No, you're fine. You're fine, Steph. It's not that nature can't be more complicated than its biological design, because it can be. But in this case, it's like, well, if the bee is upset, it's because someone made it upset. So if you want the bees to be less aggressive, if you want the bees to stop stinging people, if you want your bee population to be healthy because they're living and not stinging people and then dying, then find out what's aggravating them and remove the aggressor from the situation. On the other side, this is definitely more spiritual because the fox is a trickster energy. And it's very like every time I see the fox, I think of the kitsune and its ability to change and transform into different things. And so this one takes a keener eye, it takes a keener insight. But it's interesting that the more spiritual card is coming out in the physical scenario, and the more physical, animalistic, primal instinct card is coming out in the more spiritual one. See, this is where they intersect. And then they do that. Right? There's something here about also finding opportunity or creating opportunity in adverse situations. And I feel like one of these cards talked about that somewhere. There's also this energy where something is not as it seems. Either the deer or its baby is actually a fox. There's only one deer in this Mother of Pentacles. The other one is a fox. And I feel like this Ace of Swords, it's a twofold energy. The first is to discover which one of these deer is a fox. The second is to allow it to be. The fox as a deer is not hurting anyone. If the fox is the mother deer, then it's raising a fawn that had no mother. If the fox is the fawn, then it's comforting a deer that lost its fawn. Like, the fox is a fox, but it's not causing any trouble. It's not causing any danger. This is an energy that is typically construed as mischievous or tricky or something like that. But it's not doing that. It's actually working for the better. And I feel like that's why the snake is wrapped around the sword here. And it's so perfect that we were talking about The Witcher. So thank you, Steph. Thank you, Steph. Because Geralt, being a witcher, he hunts monsters. But if a monster isn't doing anything monstrous, then he leaves it be. He stays his sword. He's not going around killing everything. And it's because of that that a certain order and balance is able to be maintained. It's because of that that peace becomes an option in situations where there is only war and histories of war. That's this deeper knowing. And it goes beyond our immediate reactions, and it goes beyond primal instinct. This is where we need to understand that nature can be more than just what it is. Wow. Okay. I think that was it. I don't know if that necessarily got us anywhere, but yeah, I'm like fairly plugged in ish. I'm knowledgeable of some of like Japanese mythologies and lores and stuff like that. And over there, that's where it's seen as the kitsune with like fox magic and like stuff like that. Like they're tricksters. They're clever. Even over here, we know that foxes are clever, but they can carry more of a trickstery, shapeshifty type of energy over there. So it's like the Utopia card in the last reading, the mix, goodness, and all, even the monster that are a feast. Yeah. And I think I mentioned that at one point. It's like Utopia and Paradox. That was the other card it came out with in that Salamander spread. And more native. Oh, your more native traditions. Those I don't know as much about, unfortunately. This is interesting. And it goes back to the onion. It goes back to layers. There are layers to this. There are natural layers. There are also spiritual layers. There are physical layers and more. So that's this Tiger Entryway. Thank you so much, all, for being here. Eve, you did an excellent job in choosing. Cindy, you did an excellent job in upholding the tradition even when you didn't know it. The number today is 15. Oh, the devil. Number 15. Major Arcana number 15. I'm like, okay. 15 is also, or 15, 15, 15 is the Loshu Magic Square as well. And yeah, it's the Loshu Magic Square. So there are levels to this. This was interesting, though. This was really cool. Wow. No problem. Thank you all. I hope y'all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your realities. I'll do final cards because I need to put all of these away anyway. So I'm going to timestamp final messages at 123. It's 123. 123. 123. 123. Can you hear Chino playing the squeaker in the background? Thank you for your accompaniment, Chino. I appreciate your dedication to the arts. The Loshu Magic Square, I'm trying to think if it's all Sudokus or no. It's related to Eastern is it Buddhist? It's either Buddhist or Hindu, and there was a mix over in China because I think like Buddhism was there and then like Hinduism came in, and so they kind of came together in some ways. Or was it Taoism and Buddhism? I don't remember. Benabel went on her channel when I watched her Chinese esotericism and exotericism video. She talked about it. Wait, did you count the Chino squeaks? Did Chino squeak the toy 15 times? No, I don't have a bird, Cindy. But it's that's a Google question. I know in the Spirit Keeper's Tarot, each of the archangels, the kings, they have the little. I'll be able to, because I have this in here. They have the little squares, and each of them is a different Loshu Magic Square, where the numbers in each row and in each column add up to 15. And there was something in Chinese esotericism that it's used for. Beyond that, I forgot. Hmm. King of Scepters, Archangel of Glory. Oh, girl, what's all this? Okay, so here's the Archangel of Healing. On the cup in the Archangel of Healing is a Loshu Magic Square. And I don't know what script that's written in, but it's basically if you Sudoku until every row and column equals 15, that's a magic square. And it's attached to other things as well. So has one too, like the 12 Israel tribal members. I have no clue what that is. So Luna, I've been exposed to a few things, but fully knowledgeable, not always. I'm just like, oh, this reminds me of this. Okay, these are this way. I don't know why I don't just, yeah, that makes this a lot easier. All right. I didn't mix these as well today, but they were a lot easier to separate because of it. Oh, what? I'm only halfway done. Numerological magic math. Ooh. Eve, an evening sky. An assistant? What? Just to organize the decks? No, that's fine. I enjoy this. This is a part of, for me, it's like it's a part of the reading. It's a part of letting the energies just like, right? Fade away. Closing the reading. Okay. I don't know why I have this camera on because I barely looked at it, but you can see me reading chat, I guess. Ooh, the phoenix and the crocodile. What? The phoenix is still there. Okay. The cheetah and the phoenix. Final message from Wild Unknown Animals. That's a few. Oh, it's like 3. The stingray, the turtle, and the lizard with fire ants at the bottom of the deck. Fire ants is a collective energy. I mean, they hurt. But, like, 100 fire ants hurts a lot worse than, like, 1. The stingray for me is about alignment and a kundalini rising type of energy. The turtle was actually mentioned in the judgment card, and I don't remember what it was about. But turtle for me, it's an energy of adapting to the water, afterlife on land. The lizard is it's a cold-blooded energy. So it feels like it adapts to its environment. It relies on its environment to do certain things, right? And so there's this energy here where it's time for us to become less dependent on our environment, because that's the earth. And it's to not be so independent that we're absent, because the stingray, again, it's about that balance, right? but it's to not be so dependent that we need like shade to cool ourselves or the sun to regulate our internal body temperature. It feels like fire ants may be minor irritations that manifest in the environment almost solely for the purpose of us not being reliant upon it. Like it doesn't feel like it causes any permanent damage, or it doesn't feel like it doesn't necessarily feel like a tower. It feels like opportunities to more turtle medicine. It feels like opportunities to bring to the surface what lies inside so that we can balance the internal and the external, right? That's what that feels like. Who am I now in this world without her? What is turtle medicine stuff for you? Turtle, it's one of those that has also been coming out a lot lately. But when I look at turtles, as compared to tortoises especially, it's like turtles are capable of living on the land, but they're hydrodynamically designed for the water. And a lot of times we associate turtles with slowness, but we do that because we're looking at turtles on land. When a turtle is in the water, it's a lot faster. It has a lot more mobility depending on the environment we place it in, which is another reason why something about that lizard and its cold-blooded nature needs to be adjusted. Turtles eventually got to learn how to swim. And then the turtle will discover like how fast it really is. They also find the currents, finding Nemo, right? Which makes the move even quicker. We'll take this one. Ooh, the Father of Swords with the Son of Cups at the bottom of the deck. There's an energy here. Ooh, the Chariot behind that. The longevity and Mother Earth connection of the turtle. Okay, yeah, I like that. I forgot about that. The longevity of the turtle. I know turtles are also connected to, speaking of native traditions, turtles are also connected to Wakinyan, because Wakinyan, the Thunder Being, it's like she was trying to rid the earth of some darkness, but she couldn't go underwater. And so she asked the turtle to help her to purge the darkness that was in the water. And the turtle was like, "What are you going to do for me?" And then they eventually ended up on an agreement. So there's something about the turtle's ability to carry light into spaces that it doesn't naturally penetrate into. Because the very nature of water reflects and refracts enough of the light that when you go deep enough, it's pitch black. Because the light can't penetrate that deeply. It's always sort of bounced back. This feels like it's an energy of like turning a burden into a blessing, right? We see that whatever is burdening and weighing the Son of Cups down, whatever the Son of Cups views as his darkness, it's actually the power of this Father of Swords. So there's an adaptability here. Not adaptability, it's a change in perspective and an adaptability. And it feels like when we get a few more layers into the onion, that's when we start to see how everything can be of benefit when used the right way. Just like the fox that used its ability to change its shape to nurture something that otherwise wouldn't have been protected. To you, they go at their own pace, but there are turtles. What? There are turtles that will drown. Girl, that's new for me. Slow and steady. Slow down. Also adaptability. Okay. Sea turtle is different than land turtle. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So that's these two. Let's put this one away next. Let's get all the tarot in the box. I think these two came from this half. Ooh. Six of Wands, though. Man. Drowning turtles, that's sad. Maybe it's for the... it's for those turtles to also go back to the land when they need to not spend too much time in the water. Which kind of goes back to that Rahu and Ketu perspective rather than the North Node, South Node perspective. Box turtles will drown, and the big turtles that live 100 years are land turtles. Okay. Because I know that, like, the tortoises are more for the land. And I discovered a few years ago that that's why, like, tortoises have the big dome shells, because they don't spend much time in water. So they don't have to be sort of like as sleek as the other ones. So even the shell is designed for their environment. Okay, two more. One more. Last one. The Dream Carrier. Empress energy. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Wands. This is interesting. Because the Empress is associated with, like, you know, fertility. Is she pregnant? I think there's a little bit of a baby bump. And then we see the womb here. It almost feels like a cyst in the Eight of Wands, though. Oh my gosh, there's the Spirit of Pentacles that I always talked about. What? Oh, Cindy, that's a question for somebody. That is not me. The Dream Carrier is an interesting energy because it talks about how when the dream is within you, you have a lot more control. You can protect it a lot easier than after it's in the world. Because the child will experience whatever it will experience. The embryo, the fetus, experiences what you experience, more or less. It's nurtured by how you nurture yourself in a way. But as the child, it gets to decide on its own. And that's something that I did not expect with an Empress energy. It's a little bit of a postpartum energy from what I know of postpartum. Yggdrasil tree. What's the Yggdrasil tree? The personal Yggdrasil tree? I need more context, Eve. It feels, though, like there's a certain amount of grace here. There's an understanding that who you are in the world and who you are... Oh, the Spirit of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. There's this energy that's like who you are at your core and who you are in the world may be different, but it's like understandably so, right? It's not that you're necessarily compromising your integrity or your morals or anything like that. It's just like in practice, things are a little different sometimes. Oh my gosh. This is funny because this card actually came out with this one time. And it feels like this is the potential of the child that she is bringing into the world. There's also an energy here where there's some kind of gift, ability, or magic associated. It is the Spirit of Pentacles, Eve, right there. Mm-hmm. Oh, Eight of Wands, Spirit of Pentacles. It's like while the child is inside of her, she can tap into its gifts and abilities. And it also takes me back to, especially this card, and this one, Isis, Osiris, and Horus. It reminds me of that. Yeah. There you go. There's Eve's favorite number. It is. The golden fish of knowledge. Right below his head. What if he's the fish? The knowledge is inside of you. And it came out with the Spirit of Cups. Are the Spirit of Cups? No. Yeah, these both came out. Oh, wow. The Hierophant is at the bottom of the deck over here. And we see that same figure from the Judgment card up there. It feels like the Hierophant, this might be Archangel Zadkiel. This might be like a physical incarnation of that energy. Because of the fire. The Angel of Mercy. Working with the four elements. Oh! There's also the Wolf in the Moon with that energy. This is the one that's like, you know what? Before I go up there and I stick my hand in the mouth of this wolf, let me make sure I get myself right. When the time comes, my path will naturally cross the wolf's path, and then I can proceed forward without losing any limbs. This is a smart one. And then here's the change and the transformation. Or it's an energy of transformation. I'll actually read the Spirit of Cups. Because I don't think I've ever read it before. That's your wolf? Maybe that's the wolf right there. This wolf is the physical embodiment of another angel. The one that's doing this stuff up here. But in the Hangman, the moon is full. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Let's look at the Spirit of Cups. Oh, it's literally right here. Nice. The Spirit of Cups is enveloped within the waters of the unconscious, the wisdom of our true knowing that supports her as she trusts truth in all her pursuits. I'll say they. They are completely devoted to the path of learning and are willing to give it their complete attention. They are an ideal student who enthusiastically embraces the role of scholar, for learning is their passion. Whether seeking their path through dream or vision, or through the wisdom of the written work of generations of teachers who precede them, they devour the material presented in their studies. They trust in the state of grace, which opens cosmic love and acknowledges their personal state of unknowing. They seek to banish their ignorance by replacing it with the grace given by their continual devotion to their studies. They never tire of seeking answers and learning new material, and are passionate and undeterred by the challenges, difficulties, and frustrations along the path. They remain focused and are not diverted from their goal to learn and to grow. Study is not work to them, but is their vocation. There's that vocation word again, too. They are simply a devotee of wisdom. They radiate the potential of true creativity, manifesting divine grace by accepting the inner gifts along with weaknesses, knowing all is as it is divined. Whatever comes, they receive. No, whatever comes is received. They trust and offer hope to all. All of the wolves? This is interesting. Newt in The Lovers was all about, oh, is this who they are? This is Newt developing her intuition and her intuitive knowledge. This is Geb developing his grounded experiential knowledge. And maybe that's what the clock represents. It's like time on Earth. Learning how things exist in the physical and also learning seasons on the physical side. Where the butterfly is always the butterfly. On Earth, it has the larval phase and then the pupa and then the adult. It's the caterpillar and the butterfly. But to spirit, it's always the same. This feels like this is both of them in their processes. But we hold both within us. Because it's about us reaching these internal balances, right? We learn in the physical. We grow in the spiritual. We learn in the spiritual. We grow in the physical. They're not necessarily separate or separable, here at least. And then with the Hierophant at the bottom, it's like it's a process that is overseen. And once you reach certain milestones, it's like you move on to a different layer of the onion. Oh, goodness. Timeline jumping. What's the time warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show? I had a friend in high school who was always like, let's do the time warp, let's do the time warp. I'm like, girl, what's the time warp? And she's like, it's from Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I'm like, I've never seen that. I've never seen it. I don't know nothing about Dr. Frankenfurter or Rocky or Janet or her husband, Tom. I don't know. I don't remember what her husband was. Her husband's name is, but we have to integrate. That is what the physical accomplishes. And I think it's also, as we observe the physical, we can see what works in the physical so that we can manifest and create things that will actually take root here and that will grow here. And that's the other thing about the dream carrier, is that we also need to release them to grow in the world as they will. Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it since then, Eve. I watched it with my best friend who's getting married this Saturday. She was like, you have to watch it. So we finally watched it one day. You went to the theater to see it? I know, like, there's Rocky Horror, like, in my hometown and on campus. Like, every year they do a whole Rocky Horror Picture Show thing. And they're like, if you're a virgin, then you got to go up on stage and do this and do that. I'm like, girl, if you're a Rocky Horror Picture Show virgin, like, if you've never gone to the live thing, I'm like, girl, I'm not doing that. And I know she would snitch on me because she... I know she would snitch on me. That's why I never went. I was like, I'm not getting on that stage. No. But I did watch the movie. We ended up watching the movie at her apartment. So I have seen it. Everybody wanted Rocky. Gavura left hand judgment. Hod left leg submission. Bottom of the deck is Phanuel, Angel of Truth. Judgment and submission. Every night at midnight? Every night? Yeah, see, that's what she was talking about. Like the throwing the toilet paper and stuff like that. I was like, what? What? I mean, it does sound like fun, but for the first one, I would have to endure too much. I would have had to endure too much. And because of that, I never got to experience it before I left. But I can, well, anyway. Left leg, left hand. The only thing we're missing is the left eye. The left eye is knowledge, and that's Bina, I think. You were there? Oh, okay. Gotcha, Eve. Gotcha. Submission and judgment. Look at Hod's, almost tattered cape. There's something that's well worn about Hod. Well traveled, well experienced, and because of that, wise. Yeah. Hod is 8 and Gavura is 6. 6 and 8 is 14, so one off. Submission and judgment. There's a question here of what we submit to. Because it feels like Hod is a very defiant energy. He doesn't necessarily submit to his physical environment. He submits to higher powers. You can see that up there? That's what Hod submits to. He doesn't submit to anything down here. And was it one of these cards talked about authority? I think it was the Four of Pentacles, the onion that talked about authority, right? Or was it something else? No, it was the Lovers. The Lovers talked about authority because Ra forbade Newt from birthing any of the children in those 360 days of the year. So Tahuti challenged him and won an extra 5 days for her to birth her children. So it came out in the Lover's card. There is a little bit of an energy of earthbound forces that would project themselves higher. And that would in some ways demand submission of us. And submitting to, instead of man, a higher power. But there's this interesting, I don't know if it's necessarily the case or not, but there's this interesting scenario that takes place when a higher power asks us to do what is similar to what an earthly power would ask of us. And it's a question of how we would internally deal with that scenario. And it's like, are you so averse or rebellious or so against earthly powers that you would refuse them if they requested something that the divine also requests of you? would you be able to see past the physical to discern the truth of the divine? The reasons could be extremely different. The reasons could be polar opposite, but the thing that is recommended may be the same. In that situation, not saying it is, not saying it isn't, but if that were the case, would we be able to discern beyond that? And then to hold a certain, like, we're not submitting to the earthly, we submit to the divine, even if it would appear to some that we submit to the earthly. And it's a question of what we actually have the ability to manifest. Because there are some things that need play out. We can't always manifest a get out of jail free card. I don't know. Yeah. Some things have to play out. Some things are allowed for a reason. And it's this thing, it's like, if we are that rebellious, then it's a very easy, like, reverse psychology type of thing, right? It's like if someone knows that you hate carrots and you're looking for something, it's like if you hide it in a carrot, they'll never find it because they hate carrots so much. So all you got to do is tell them to pick up the carrot. If we tell this person to tell them to go for the carrot, they're so distrustful of that person that they won't do it. And so because of that, there become these things that can be hidden in plain sight, almost. The tankard is here, which is celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Okay, let's completely flip the script. And the scissors. Disappointment. Oh, gosh. Disappointment in some affair. We get this celebration and the scissors immediately come in like, not right now. It doesn't mean never. It's just a not right now. And honestly, it reminds me of Job in the Bible, where Job was super faithful. And the devil was like, I bet I could get Job to curse you. And God, or the divine, knowing how faithful Job was, they were like, Job would never do that. And then the lesson of the divine was like, okay, like, let's put Job to the test. And so the divine allowed for Job to lose everything. The divine allowed for that to happen. But Job held his faith. And by the end of the story, he got everything that he lost and more. Oh my gosh, look. It's the tortoise. Let's go. That reminds you of when you hid your money under the kitty litter box. Hid it in plain sight. The dagger and oh my gosh. The tortoise is slowly but surely getting ahead. The dagger is fear, worries, and tense situations. This is an energy where we are protected with that tortoise shell, where we're making steady progress, but it feels like there are these dagger situations that try to, like, come in and, like, girl, break the shell off the tortoise, like you some kind of mussel or some kind of clam or something. As I was talking about Job, like, this is literally that energy. But the shell of Job never cracked. Bottom of the deck is the tree. Affairs with your family. Oh, like family tree genealogy. You grew up in Detroit, had to be smart. I grew up in an area where I didn't have to be smart, but if I grew up now, I would have to be. I'd have to be a lot smarter now than I was then. I mean, not that I ever did anything. Like, I literally just stayed in my house most of the time, so. But the area has changed over the years drastically. That's what I got. It took how long? It took like an extra half an hour just to put these cards away. So that's what I got. Yeah, I went to Michigan, but I was not on the Detroit side of Michigan. It was a bad area to grow up in. Oh wow. Well, we're glad to have you here now, Evening Sky, radiant and gorgeous, shining that light. I appreciate y'all for being here. This is fun. This was interesting. Tiger Entryway is kind of intense, but I guess like again the difference between the tiger and the lion is that the tiger has stripes. So all of the energies of balance and I want to say duplicity, they make sense for the tiger. Yeah, it was. Thank you again for the cooperation and the participation. I honestly want to do it more. I might just like do that this week. Whenever I come live, I'm like, whoever's here, you decide what we do today. You decide. Good choice, Eve. Good choice. Eve sacrificed. I mean, Eve chose to do something collective over something personal, so thank you. Thank you, Eve, for making this collective. Not that something for you couldn't have resonated as collective, but to put the intention out there. This is interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. An open forum. I want to do like a talkie live, but I feel like I feel like I don't know how to not pull cards anymore. And so my intention was to actually make pancakes and not do pancakes in a cup and do a talkie live one of these days. It's still going to happen at some point, but definitely an open forum is planned, Steph. It's on my mind. It's not planned as in like I have a day and time. It's planned as in like I hope to someday do it. which which is a lot of maybe. It did. It did. I was like, what? I'm glad I read it though, because it's a lot less creepy. The air between them was Shu, so you should, if you feel comfortable, if you feel guided, if you feel led, I will support you and hit you up with a subscribe and some views. So, if you ever decide to, just let us know. Because I remember a few weeks ago, I think you mentioned something about the same. So, wait, Luna, are you talking like to me or to Steph about the posting? Because Spirit tells me to do a lot of things. And I'm like, when I get to it, I get to it. Yeah, I can totally see that. And sometimes, like, I feel like I can be decent at holding space. But as far as, like, I don't know if I necessarily have it within me personally to field all that people have questions for. I just feel like I wouldn't be that good at it. That's another reason why I'm just like, I don't know. But if you feel the need, Steph, then it's probably like definitely within your ability to fulfill it. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm like, maybe that's for me to get over. Hey, LB. I was just about to shut it down. What time is it? I'm hungry. It's 8:30. Oh my gosh, where did today go? I've been on here for 2 hours. Oh, oh, I see you, Steph. I see you. Okay, that makes sense. And so basically, like the person hosting would be a moderator of sorts of the conversation. It'd just be like be the host, the moderator, anything like that. Who me? Yeah, I'm in Illinois or Illinois if you're French. I had a friend in high school who's a Mayday baby, and she took French. Well, we were friends in middle school, but when she took French, she was like, I think even before that, she was like, it's technically Illinois. I was like, okay, girl, my French is rusty. Chicago, I am in not Chicago, Illinois, which is like literally anything outside of a like what 50-mile radius from the city limits of Chicago. It's a place where nobody knows. Nobody knows. And they're like, oh. I'm like, I'm from Illinois. They're like, oh, so like you're from Chicago? I'm like, no. I'm like several hours south of Chicago. So, but yeah. All right. Well, I hope y'all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that whatever you need along your path you find to get where you're going. I hope that as we go layer by layer by layer by layer by layer, that the smell of onions don't irritate your eyes too much. Sometimes I can cut an onion and not cry. Sometimes I do. Oh, you're in Oklahoma now. Gotcha. I had a friend who was born in Oklahoma. He was born in Oklahoma and then he went to Indiana. And some of the things that he says sound slightly southern. And I'm like, what is that? It's Oklahoma, I guess. Anyway, no problem. Thank you all for being here. I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.